Hey Lawn Care Nation, in this video we're going to talk about what to name your lawn care company coming up. Hey Lawn Care Nation, coming up with a name for your lawn care business is going to be one of the biggest first hurdles you'll need to overcome when you're first thinking about starting a lawn care company of your own. And it's also one of the things that holds a lot of people back and keeps them stuck before they're able to move on to the next steps. And that's because a lot of the things that you'll need to do, a lot of those steps that you'll need to take in setting up your lawn care business will be all determined and all based on what your lawn care business is called. So things like getting a business license, registering your business with the local government, getting a website address, getting your social media accounts, getting liability insurance, all of those things will require you having your business name determined. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the things that you'll need to think about when you're thinking about a name for your new lawn care business. So before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified right away when I make videos like this that could potentially help your business grow. Okay, for most small businesses, your name is going to be made up of two parts. The first part is known as a unique identifier, and the second part is known as a descriptive part. So for that first unique identifier, it could be things like your first or last name, it could be the city or town you work in, or it could be a completely made up name to uniquely identify yourself amongst your competition. For that second descriptive part, you're looking for a few words to help describe what that first unique identifier does, what type of services it provides, what type of business it is. So some examples of this, if you were to use your first or last name, for example, in your business name, it could be something like Brian's Lawn Maintenance. If you were to use the city or town you work in, it could be like my own business where I named it Cloverdale Mowing. And if you were to use a made-up word, it could be something like First Choice Lawn Care. So you have that unique part of your name and then what the business actually does. So the first step you want to think about is what are your future plans or goals with your business. Some of those types of names will work for a small solo operator, but they may not work if you're thinking about having multiple crews or a larger type business. So naming the business after yourself might work if you want to stay small or if you want to stay maybe one or two crews, but it may not work if you're thinking about nationwide domination. The same goes with naming after your city or town. That may not work if your future plans are to have trucks and trailers all across the country. So on the flip side, naming your company after those two types of things can actually work in your benefit as well. Naming your company after your own name can instill trust in a client. It can make them feel like they're dealing with the owner-operator. A lot of clients are uncomfortable with employees, with the idea of having somebody different on their property that they don't know, that they haven't met from week to week. And having a company named after the actual owner makes them feel more in control, like they know who's going to be there each and every week. Now, on the flip side of this, when I was with the franchise system that I was with for the first few years in lawn care, it was named after the person who started the franchise. And we used to always joke, because this franchise was in multiple countries, that from time to time, our customers would refer to us individually as the name that was on that trailer, not knowing that there was about 800 franchises worldwide. So we always thought that it was funny that people referred to us as that person whose name was on the trailer. Now, naming your business after your city or town can also work. For me, when I left that franchise system and decided to go on my own and I rebranded, I did so choosing the neighborhood or part of the city that I wanted to focus my business on. And doing so, I thought, hey, a lot of people going forward are going to be searching the internet for lawn care. They're going to be typing in things like the neighborhood that they live in, the city that they live in, and things like lawn care or mowing. And having my company named like that specifically lets them know that I do the services that they're looking for and that we do it in the part of town that they need those services done. So for me, when I was trying to niche down and stop working all over the city and spending so much time in traffic, and wanted to densify my routes and compact everything, naming it after the part of town that I wanted to work in absolutely worked for my business. So once you've sort of thought about that, the next step is just take a piece of paper and start brainstorming ideas. Start writing down absolutely everything that comes to your mind. Don't even think about whether it's a good name or a bad name. Just write down everything. Literally, when I went and started my own brand, I had at least 70 names written down on a sheet of paper, just jotting down everything that came to my mind. So next, after you have a big list of all the potential names for your new lawn care business, it's time to get to work and to do some research. So depending on where you live, the municipality, the city, the province or state or country that you're in, depending on how businesses are structured, certain types of businesses like limited liability companies or incorporated companies are going to have name protection to the names that they have to make sure that no other businesses can start a business using the same name as that company. Some types of business structures like sole proprietorships may not have that same type of naming protection. So you want to do your research and check what the rules are in your area. From then, you're going to check all of the local business directories. Now, this is usually available in your city or your state, that you can search all of the business names, all of the registered legal business names in your area, and you want to get rid of any of the names on your list that match any of those names of current legitimate businesses in your area. So after you've done that and you've eliminated all of the names that will possibly be conflicting with already existing and registered businesses, you take whatever names are left over, and now you're going to go to a service like hover.com, and you're going to search for website availability of those business names that you have left over. And you're going to write down for each of those business names what is just available. So if you had, say, that First Choice Lawn Care as a potential name, and it wasn't conflicting with any other business in your area, then you would go to Hover, you would check out First Choice Lawn Care, and you would see, is the .com available for that? Is the .net available for that? Is the .org available for that? And you want to write down those prefixes for all of those types of website addresses and what's available for all of those businesses. As another bonus tip, I would say try to focus in on names that you come up with that have the most potential websites available. So for me, for example, I picked my particular name, and it had the .com, the .net, the .org, the .ca. All of those prefixes were available for my name, and I registered all of them and own all of them. That way, moving forward, I didn't have to worry about other people with the same name in other jurisdictions that were allowed to have the same company name register one of those website addresses as well, and potentially have conflicts in the future when customers are searching for me. Now, once you've narrowed down all of the names that have potential websites and have the most websites available, the next step would be to cross-reference those names with social media. Is there a YouTube name available for that business name? Is there an Instagram account available for that? Is there a Facebook name that you can register for that? Is there a Twitter name for whatever potential social media outlets you think you're going to use to help promote your business? You want to make sure that you can get those business names registered on those platforms as well. And as another tip, you want to make sure that you stay consistent through all those. So you don't want to have your company name and your website for one thing, but have a completely different name or abbreviated version or a different spelling because that's all that was available on YouTube or that's all that was available for Instagram. You want to try and narrow down these names and figure out what name doesn't have conflicts with other businesses. Then your next step is what name has the most potential available website addresses available, and then your next step is which of those names that's left over has the most potential social media available for that particular name. So this may seem like an overwhelming task and that you're not going to have any names available once you go through all of these steps. And that's why it's super important in that brainstorming step to just jot down every name that comes to mind and jot down different combinations of names. So if you do things like first choice lawn care, also do first choice mowing, first choice landscaping, and get all of the different variations of different name combinations that you want. That way, when you start going through the process of researching the names and you're starting to eliminate names that, conflict with other already existing registered businesses and maybe don't have names available for website addresses, and then maybe don't have social media available for those names, you'll still have a good, 15 or 20 names left over that checkmark all of the required boxes, and you'll have a good selection left to pick and move on to the next stage of actually registering your business. Now, you may think as well that, hey, I don't want to have social media, so that doesn't matter to me. I don't want to have Instagram. I don't want to have YouTube. But here's the thing, don't rule out that stuff. The internet is king. People searching on the internet for businesses is king, and that's the way it's moving forward. So you don't want to rule that stuff out. It's always easier to just register a YouTube channel, an Instagram account, and all of that stuff for your business name and not use them, and just put up maybe 1 or 2 photos or a video or something like that and just have it on hold rather than not register that stuff and then later on find out that, hey, that's going to be an integral part to my marketing and now I can't get that exact match and I have to try to mishmash something together that's going to be a lot less effective. In my own lawn care business, I have a YouTube channel for my business that I don't actively use. I put together one video that I did my very first year in business so that I could have something up there so that when people were searching for my company, it would just be another search result that came in on Google, but it's sitting there and it's waiting. And if I want to focus in on doing some YouTube videos to try to drum up and do some marketing that way, the name is there. It's already registered. It's already ready to go. So that's it for this one, guys. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below. Let me know any other tips somebody should think about when they're coming up with a name for their lawn care business. If you like this type of how to start a lawn care business type video, I'll leave another one for you guys to watch up here in this corner, or I'll leave one of my other videos for you guys to watch up here in this corner. So that's it for this one, guys. Here's to wishing you guys all overwhelming success and freedom in your lawn care business. Bye for now.